Assalamu alaikum dear friends, how are you? I hope that you all would be fine. Today in this class we are going to learn about Microsoft Excel's math and trigonometry functions. In the previous class we learned about some of the most important functions of the Microsoft Excel, but today we are going to the functions which were left in the yesterday's class. Yesterday means the class before the today's class, and I'm going to start the today's class. Before doing that, I request you to please subscribe to the official channel of Trixie Tips and share if you like my video. And I expect that you are waiting because I have received a number of notifications and messages that you are eagerly waiting for the next class, and I'm very happy with that. So that's the reason I am making the next class, today's class, because of the overwhelming request that you should not quit this course. I only need your support in the form of likes, shares, and subscriptions. If you are, I'm not getting likes, why I do need to provide such a quality content for you. But because of your love and support, I am not I'm not quitting, and will continue to make further courses for you. So
the time is 7 o'clock p.m.
So without wasting your precious time, I'm going to start today's class, and we have these functions, math and trigonometry functions of Microsoft Excel. The first function is the ABS. It returns the absolute value of a number. The second is aggregate function. It returns the aggregate in a list or database. The third is Arabic function. It converts a number to Arabic. Don't think that these are the difficult, but these are very easy if you practice them. These are very easy functions, and I will show you how to use these functions in your formulas. And we have base function. What it does, it converts a number into a text representation with the given radix, that is base. What does the ceiling function? It rounds a number to the nearest integer or to the nearest multiple of significance. And we have ceiling.math function. It rounds a number up to the nearest integer or to the nearest multiple of significance. We have combine function. It returns the number of combinations for a given number of objects. We have a combine functions. It returns the number of combinations with repetitions for a given number of items. Now after that we have Cot function. As you have learned in the schools, cotangent theta and sine theta, and this is the cotangent. So it returns the cotangent of an angle. And we have CSCH function. It returns the hyperbolic cosecant of an angle. We have the most famous decimal function. It converts a text representation of a number in a given base into a decimal number. We have degrees function. It converts radians to degrees. And even function. It rounds a number up to the nearest even integer. We have exp function, that is the short form of exponent. It returns e raised to the power of a given number. And after that we have a function which is actually a factorial function. It returns the factorial of a number. We have a fact double. It returns the double factorial of a number. After that we have a floor. It rounds a number down and towards to 0. We have a floor.math function. It rounds a number to the nearest integer or to the nearest multiple of significance. We have a floor.precise function, which rounds a number down to the nearest integer or to the nearest multiple of significance. We have a GCD function which returns the greatest common divisor. We have an int function. It rounds a number to the nearest integer. We have a iso.ceiling function. It returns a number that is nearest to the that is rounded up to the nearest integer or to the nearest multiple of significance. We have an LCM function which returns the least common multiple. We have an ln function which returns the natural logarithm of a number. We have a log function which returns the logarithm of a number to a specified base. We have a log10 function, it returns the base 10 logarithm of a number. We have a MDE term function, it returns the matrix determinant of an array. We have an inverse function, it returns the matrix inverse of an array. We have an mmult function, it returns the matrix product of two arrays. And we have a mod function, it returns the remainder from division. We have an mround function which returns a number rounded to the desired multiple. We have a multinomial function which returns a multinomial of a set of numbers. We have a munit function, munit function, which returns the unit matrix or the specified dimension. We have an odd function which rounds a number up to the nearest odd integer. We have a pi function which returns the value of pi. We have a power function which returns the result of a number raised to a power. We have a product function which multiplies its arguments. In order to multiply the arguments, we use the product function. And the quotient function which returns the integer portion of a division. We have a radian function, it converts degrees to radians. We have a rand function, it returns a random number between 0 and 1. We have a rand array function, it returns an array of random numbers between 0 and 1. However, you can specify the number of rows and columns to fill minimum and maximum values and whether to return whole numbers or decimal values. We have a rand between function, it returns a random number between the numbers you specify. We have a Roman function which converts an Arabic Roman as a text. We have a round function which rounds a number to a specified number of digits, and we have a round down function which rounds a number down towards 0. Which we have also a round up function, it rounds a number up away from 0. We have a sin function which returns the sine of the given angle, sine theta. Which we have a sqrt function which returns as positive square root. And we have a sqrt pi function which returns the square root of number into pi. We have a subtotal function which returns a subtotal in a list or a database. We have a sum function which adds its arguments. We have a sumif function, it adds the cell specified by a given criteria. We have a sumifs function, it adds the cells in a range that meet multiple criteria. We have a sum product function which it returns the sum of the products of corresponding array components. We have a sum sq function, it returns the sum of the squares of the arguments. Sum xmy2 function, it returns the sum of squares of differences of corresponding values in two arrays. We have a tan function, it returns the tangent of a number. We have a trunc function, it truncates a number into an integer. So because these are 98 functions almost, and it is a huge list, so that's why I arrange a class exclusively for these functions, in which I will tell you about most of these functions which are important for you. So I will starting from the first function. I'm going to hide this description, and we will practice this. Equals to abs and 1, it's giving me the absolute, and aggregate equals to aggregate bracket average, and comma 0 from these functions 0, comma, array. I'm going to select this array. You can see over here that it is showing me the aggregate of these. Uh, 3 plus 2 plus 1 6 in 6 divided by 3 in it is equals to 2. So because I was calculating the average, so it in aggregate showed me the result of an average. Likewise, I can also do other functions with this. You can try it yourself. And after that we have Arabic function. So what it does equals to Arabic converts a Roman numeral to Arabic and text as a Roman numeral. So I want this Roman numeral or this. So you can see that it converted the Roman numeral into Arabic. And we have this base function equals to base bracket 2, number is 2, radius is 3, minimum length 2, so it is 0 2, base function. We have ceiling function equals to ceiling bracket 5 comma 0.5, so it is 5, 0.6 comma 0.5, it is 6, 0.2, 6, 0.8, 6.4. You can see that. We have ceiling.mat, calculating ceiling.mat function, and it is 4 comma significance 2 comma and 3. It is showing me 4. Combinate function, it is not necessary. Have a chord. Let us calculate the chord function equals to chord bracket 3. So it is showing me the chord of this angle. And ch function, ch of 6, so it is, I got the answer. And we have decimal function, and it is a 2 6 comma 2, 66 comma 0. So it is not working, but we are going to, else not in use these days decimal function. We are going to use the degrees to equals to degrees and angle of 80 degree. And suppose if I want to get the even of the nearest even of a number, so how can I get this? I have an even, for example 74, and I want it's the, or 75. I want the nearest even integer of this number. So 76 is nearest even integer to the 75 number. So it actually showed this result. After that we have exponent function. If I want to get the power of a function equals to exp and 2 exp of 6 equals to exp bracket 6 equals to factorial of a 3 of 338 equals to what it does. 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 8. So it is the factorial of 8. We have a factorial double number equal to 0, and we have 8 can see that it is a double function, the double factorial 384. To find the floor of a function, rounds a number down to the nearest integer. Floor function, floor bracket 8.6 comma 0 comma 1 8 comma 2 8, and we have floor dot math function, and we are using the 6 comma significance of 2 mod 0 6 dot precise to precise the floor result equals to floor dot precise it is available only in 65 equals to, we have GCD, greatest common divisor, GCD of 6 and 7, so that is 1, or 8 that is 2, 6 or 12 that is 6. int function counts a number down to the nearest integer. We have an integer 7.46, rounding down to the nearest integer 7. Removing these decimal places, it automatically works, the int function. ISO.ceiling not worth using. So after that we have LCM function. LCM of this function 2 comma 4 6 2 comma 6 comma 9 18, and we have ln function, natural logarithm of 6 equals to log 18, log of 18, log 10, log base 10 logarithm of a number 25, MDE term of this array, not important. Inverse, no, this is related to matrices. I am writing over here 0, multi, this is important. Mod, it is using statistics too. Mod, the remainder after a number is divided by a divisor. For example, we have a 2 comma divisor 6 2 comma 24. M rounded a number to the nearest multiple. 6 comma 4 multinomial equals to 9 comma 2 comma 3. Munit matrix 125, and the nearest odd number, round the number down to the nearest odd number, equals to odd and 6. And after or power function, and it is the power. Firstly we will use the number, for example 2, and the power of 6. Comma 6, right, comma 7, comma 8, comma 11. So it multiplied each of these numbers with their self, with the next number, and the number resultant number multiplied by the next number. So, and we have a quotient, quotient, numerator 25, denominator 68, 65. We have radians, angle 80 degree. We have a rand function, and it will show us any number, and we want a random array. It is not available in Office 365, only 365 equals to, we have a rand between the top bottom number. The bottom number should be 6, the top number should be 18. So each time it will show me a random number. You can see over here that whenever I add this text and enter, I will click on this text and enter, the number will change because it is randomly created by Excel. We have a Roman function equals to Roman, and number is 2 and 0. So this is converted into Romans. We have a round function, around 11.47 into and 0 digits. We have a round down function. It always round the numbers to the digits specify, around 2.8 comma 0. So it will round always round down function, always round down. And here we have the round up function, it always rounds up. For example, we have 23.1, and we are going to round it up to 0, so it will round up for 24. The sin function equals to sin bracket 2, the square root function bracket 64, 8, the square root pi function 8 function and then reference this function bracket 24, 63. We have a SUMIF function. The SUMIF function sums a number on the if a certain criteria, sums a list if a certain criteria is matched. So it will be covered in detail in the next time. I'm going to skip this and bracket 24 comma 48. We have function 3 comma 6. We have and array x, array y. For example, we have array x comma and we have array y. It's not working because it is actually in the same array. Function tangent of an angle of 90 degree. We have truncates a number by removing the decimal fractional part of the trunk of 12 point. It is 12. So for showing you, I will create an additional video for some if and some ifs, some if and some ifs. So I hope that you have understand what we have discussed in today's class. In the next class we will discuss about some if and some ifs. Till then, take care of yourself. Goodbye and have a nice day.